Well, last time I was on, Joe, we both said lay the points with the Bucks, and they dominated the Giants. So hopefully we can bring that magic once again here.
Yes,
I like
sir.
Bucks -4.5 for the first half against the Raiders. Buccaneers coming off a stolen win against the Panthers, didn't play well at all, but they found a way to win, and I think that's my favorite part about this Tampa team. They play hard and they don't quit. I honestly thought Baker Mayfield got hurt intentionally just to come in and fire the boys up. Obviously, the interception right after the injury did not, prove that to be true, but he still found a way to make some throws down the stretch. They ran the ball well, and they got it done here. So I think against the Raiders, they're going to come out a lot harder. Baker Mayfield is notorious for playing well after a bad start. This team is notorious for coming out playing hard after a rough game, and people are high on the Raiders just because they're coming off a blown win against the Kansas City Chiefs, really. I mean, a game that they should have won, but unfortunately didn't get it done because of some miscommunication with Aiden O'Connell there. But Kansas City plays everyone tight, so I don't know if I would look at the Raiders highly just because they played the Chiefs, a division opponent that they pretty much always play tight here. When I look at the Raiders, they are 24th in defensive passer rating, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. So if Tampa comes out and can block Max Crosby, keep him out of Baker Mayfield's face, I think they're going to have all day to throw the football, and the run game is cooking right now. I think they continue to build off that, come out hot, and if Las Vegas is competitive in this game, I do think it's going to be more in the second half, so I'm going to lean towards Tampa Bay first half and lay the points. As Saquon Barkley's rushing line here is 113.5. This is the fifth highest in DraftKings Sportsbook history. I don't want anything to do with this. I think he can easily go over it because the Panthers don't have a great run defense. We saw that last week with Bucky Irving. But at the same time, too, it's really hard to say I'm going to play the over of 113.5 yards. So I'm going to take a different angle here, go with the over of 21.5 on the rushing attempts here. I do think the Eagles win. I think they cover, and the way they're going to do that is by running the football with Saquon Barkley. He's exceeded 21.5 attempts in 4 of his past 5 games. And Carolina's been playing much better. We've seen it with Bryce Young. We've seen it with their defense. So I do think they can keep this game relatively tight for a period of time. I think in the second half, the Eagles will pull away here. But if they keep it tight, the best solution there for the Eagles is just to pound the football, control clock, and not really light up the scoreboard, but just hammer the ball with Saquon Barkley. And that's why I would lean over on the attempts here. When you look at the Panthers, they are 28th in defensive rush rating, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com, while the Eagles have the 4th best rushing unit in the NFL right now. So would definitely lean towards something Saquon Barkley. I just can't go over on the yards when we're talking 113.5. They also paid Kirk Cousins a ton of money, too. So it's just a poorly run franchise if you're already making the decision to turn to Michael Penix. I know Kirk Cousins is coming off a bad game, but he still played some decent football this year, obviously, and played some really good football against division opponents. This week, I think it's going to be tough for Atlanta to get the job done, and I do think they're feeling the pressure of Tampa Bay coming right from behind them in this division. But I don't want to do anything here with a spread or a total. I want to look at a prop for Sam Darnold. I like him over 249.5 passing yards. Sam Darnold's 10th in the NFL right now in passing yards with 2,900. He's also 4th in touchdowns with 23. He's going to get a lot of attention in free agency this season, and quietly put up some big numbers over the past few weeks. 330 yards against the Bears on November 24. So I think that could be a little preview of what we're going to get in this matchup. The Vikings do have a really good matchup against the Falcons on Sunday when it comes to throwing the football. Atlanta is 30th in defensive real quarterback rating. They're 28th in defensive passer rating, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. And when you look at the Falcons, they're a much tougher run defense than they are a pass defense. So I think the best way really to beat them is going to be through the air, and that comes down to Darnold. And hopefully we see Justin Jefferson get going in this game, because my fantasy team has really struggled the past few weeks with him not doing much, not finding the end zone.